Yes, I would love now to introduce Bichoi Metias. He's the head of sales Middle East and Africa, mobility turnkey for Siemens, Germany. He will now be holding a presentation on a modern rail system that will transform that every day. And we are very, very excited to hear more from his side. So, Bishoy, if you are ready now, I would like to hand over to you to begin your presentation.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be presenting this fantastic project to IDA. And as an African, first of all, being born in Cairo, it's a real privilege for me to come and to show you what we are doing at Siemens for Africa today. If you see my presentation, I've put in place few slides which should show you how we are intending to build the Cairo to Cape Town railway line, which is a huge step taken by many governments in Africa, and including the Egyptian government, aiming to boost the connectivity in Africa through infrastructure, but also to connect countries together, starting from Egypt up to other African countries, going up to South Africa and Cape Town. The session today, I would like to introduce you to one of the biggest, if not the biggest, railway plan and projects that we have started in a country like Egypt, and all the potentials for international partnerships and cooperation within the different African railway sectors, and in particular within the Egyptian country, which has been pioneering this network to start. As you can see in the next slide here, we have a plan which has been approved by the African Union, which is to connect, and it's a very ambitious plan, which is to connect Cairo to Cape Town. Actually, we are going even more than that because we are connecting now Alexandria, which is even more north of Cairo, to Cape Town. It has been, as I said, approved by the African Union, and the idea is to have a 10,000 kilometer length of rail, which connects Egypt to South Africa, going through different countries, as you can see in my map here. Siemens Mobility is contributing to bring this vision into a reality by providing signaling solutions for the rail network in South Africa as we speak today, but also by building up a brand new high-speed rail network in Egypt. So we are tackling this project from the two extremities, South Africa in the south, and in an entire network, a high-speed network in Egypt on the north. And I will show you some details about it. Just to let you know a bit more about the big picture, this 1,000 kilometers long high-speed rail between Alexandria and Aswan has been started already, as I said, in Egypt, where Siemens Mobility and the National Authority of Tunneling in Egypt are currently in discussion. And when we will close this deal, we will have closed 10% of the planned corridor between Egypt and South Africa, which is significant. And as it will facilitate not only passengers transportation, but also goods trades between Europe and the African countries via Egypt. So this is why it is a significant way forward. Here, I would like to spend more time about Egypt itself, just to show you the investment and the way forward we are starting in the first country, in Egypt on the north, and which will represent, as I said, 10% of the total initiative. Egypt is investing heavily in a modern rail system. It will be the first time ever in the country's history that will bring a high-speed and electrified mainline and freight rail. With a high-speed network planned, it will become one of the top 10 high-speed rail countries in the world. It is actually ranked number 6 after Japan and Germany. So the vision and the ambition is really great. It's big, and it is here to transform the everyday life of Egyptians and will positively impact the economy of the country. To give you some details about the network that you see a red line and a blue line. The red line has just been signed 1st of September, and we have a team in place to start it already with 660 kilometer linking Marsa Matruh to Ain Sokhna. And then we have the blue line, which is currently under discussion, which will be closed in the next few weeks, which will link the rest of the country north to south, and then go from Aswan up to Sudan in order to continue this journey up to South Africa. This line is called and will be approximately covering 1,800 kilometers of network when it's finished. It will be called the Suez Canal on rail. This is how great it is perceived by the country, by the population, linking obviously the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea together. It is covering passengers and freight transportation. It will be cutting the traveling time from 4 to 2 hours between Ain Sokhna and the Red Sea coast to Alexandria at the Mediterranean Sea, which is a great achievement. It will bring obviously more comfortable and affordable electrified commuter system for the Great Cairo, reducing traveling time, cutting carbon emissions, and reducing obviously air pollutions in the capital. Yeah, and this would be significantly improving the situation in the capital and in the entire country. At Siemens Mobility, we are proud and honored to provide the technology portion of the project based on our best-in-class rolling stock and rail infrastructure platform, as well as a strong execution record in the region, since we have been also executing one of the biggest, if not the biggest, mass transit system in Saudi a couple of years ago. We are proudly transferring this execution record in Egypt right now with a fully integrated system with turnkey capabilities. Together with Orascom Construction and the Arab contractors, our local partners in Egypt, we are moving more than 10 millions of citizens every day. And this is one step of a great journey that we are launching currently. Yeah. Obviously, to give you some facts and further details about this first milestone of a big program, you can see here a fully integrated system with trains and rail infrastructure, which is implemented in a reliable project management way, bringing 660 kilometer long for the first step only, the green line, where we are introducing for the first time in Egypt the Velaro high-speed product, the zero high-capacity regional train and Vectron locomotives, which are going to be state-of-the-art products. We are also implementing all the rail infrastructure which goes with it, with electrification, communication, SCADA, onboard equipment, wayside equipment. This technology will decrease by 70% the CO2 emissions compared to the current cars and bus transport in the region or in the country. It will move more than even 30 million people safely and affordably over the network per year. It has an efficient transport of good, which goes up to 1.3 billion kilometer per year, which is about 15% more than the existing solutions, and which will include not only passengers, as I said, but goods, which will be delivered faster for the regional market, not only for the country. And we add on top of it a 15 years maintenance services in order to make sure that the system or the Siemens technology and system are maintained in a proper way during the most of the lifetime. Yeah. Now the challenges here. Yeah, we have a fast track project. It needs to go fast. We will have 2 years of execution for this tremendous and significant project for the country. And we at Siemens are very proud to take this challenge in order to transform the country and to show it as an example for developing Africa, because we would like to replicate this example and this footprint in the other African countries. We have been selected to implement the very first historical high-speed line in Egypt, and this record will be also translated into other countries up to Cape Town in South Africa. This project also bring proudly local skills development from Germany and from Europe in general to Africa, to Egypt for this first stage, but to Africa in general, enhancing local qualifications while creating more than 15,000 local jobs from the consortium, which is built with Siemens, Orascom Construction, and the Arab contractors. And this is just the first step. We want to go further because at Siemens we believe we are bringing not only a business to business opportunities, but we bring business to society opportunities, which means we are here. Obviously, we're a company and we are proud to be here to make money, but we are also here very proudly to build up local technologies, to enhance local knowledge, to transfer know-how in order to build the future of the or to contribute building the future of the countries in Africa. This is something we are very proud of doing. It's not only a one shot, then we come and we just implement and we leave. No, we are here to sustain. We're here to go together with the vision of the government in order to make it greater than it was yesterday. Yeah. In the next slide here, you would see as well one of the key messages, which is what is the relevance of this project in the region. We want to build it as a role model to the region. We want to make sure that this project has been or will be seen as, yes, we made it. Yes, it is possible. We want to make sure that this challenge will enhance or enable further opportunities, not only in the corridor to Cape Town, but in many other countries with many other opportunities in Africa, because it will re-establish, first of all, of course, Egypt as a regional transportation hub, and but for sure it will also be a catalyst for more stable economic growth in the continent, and hopefully followed by other initiatives, similar initiatives in other countries. And for sure, we have been contacted so far by many other companies, by many other governments and countries in Africa, in order to understand what is behind this big challenge in Egypt. How did we implement it? What is the cost related to it? What is the initial investment? What kind of contracts are we going to use in order to make such a big deal be a reality? And I was hearing speaking about PPP, about BOT. There are many other options that Siemens can bring on the table in order to help countries build up significant projects like this one with very affordable financing solution. We built, obviously, this technology from our plants in Europe, in Austria, in Germany, in Spain, but we also are considering localization of our technology when we see possibilities to scale up, because this is the vision we want to get, out of this first project or first challenge. We want to make sure that this technology is clearly transferred, not only the know-how, but the transfer of technology itself is transferred to the local countries, so they can, build up from it and scale from it. So we are very open to localize and to consider African countries for localization. Yeah. As Siemens Mobility, we work also to improve the ties between Europe and the African countries. For example, in Egypt, but not only. Yeah, we are discussing also with Sudan. We are discussing with Nigeria. We are discussing with South Africa. We are discussing with Angola. So we have various MOUs which are now in place, which shows the interest that Siemens has for the African countries, but also shows the appetite that the African countries has to work with a company like Siemens in order to build a long-term partnership. Yeah, we see a lot of potential in Egypt, yes, for sure, but we also see a lot of potential in the region, in Africa in general, for modern and sustainable rail transportation moving forward. And we are very, very excited to move in this direction and help these countries to develop. Obviously, and from time to time, when we discuss with these countries, we realize that the main need is first to electrify the infrastructure before going for a railway solution. And we at Siemens are very happy to come with electrification solutions before we come with mobility solutions. This is something in our DNA. You know, we did it also in Egypt, by the way. A couple of years ago, we signed, we call it a mega deal, which was to bring electrification to the entire country. This has been stabilized, and that's why we come now with the mobility solution. We are happy to replicate it in any other countries because definitely the potential is there, the future is there, the population are ready now to move and to get this comfort in an affordable way. So we are very, very honored to be part of it. I'm open for discussions. Thank you very much for your time. I have put my contacts for those of you who wants to get in contact with me in the if any questions. I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bichoi. We have a question from Sonwabo Mdauba. I'm sorry if I pronounce the name wrong. He's the president of the Pan-African Information Communication Technology Association. He says, there is 70% youth unemployment in Africa. What are you going to ensure that this youth is skilled, reskilled to effectively participate in the project? So you already mentioned something about that. If you'd like to add anything, please go ahead.
For sure, it's a very valid question. As I said, at Siemens, we have always been looking at business to society, meaning that it is very important to us that when we come to put in place a mega project like that, that we involve the youth of the local government or local countries, because we believe this is the future. This is how the project will be sustainable, and this is how it will be scaled up. We are not into a business where we come, we put the train on the rail, and we leave. We are into a business where we come and we partner. First of all, we partner with local companies, and we have many local partners in all the countries we have been doing business. And then we are into a business where we come to establish a local footprint. I was mentioning several times Egypt. We don't know Egypt from the mega deal or from the rail deal. We are implementing Egypt for the last 80 years, right? And for the last 80 years, we have established offices, we have established engineering teams, who are in direct contact with our German colleagues, with our Austrian colleagues, Spanish colleagues, to capture all these new technologies, the know-how, so they can proudly implement it into the countries. And this is exactly the way forward we want to bring in any other country in Africa where we are going to go. We want to build up this partnership, make sure that we can use this great potential that we have in our youth in Africa, and contribute to the development of the country by the country itself. So use the potential which is existing on the ground, train them, transfer the technology, transfer the know-how, to make sure that they are building this with us. And this creates a clear proudness of what is being done in the country, that rather than just coming and putting up a project
and this is the future, right? This is then the right way to for sustainability and for building on the future of our youth.
Yes.
I thank you very much in the name of the whole team, the attendees. If there are still questions, you can still ask it in the live feed, and we will forward the question. Now we will move ahead to the next presentation.